Good morning, guys. Check this out. I added 8 of the Chevy Volt lithium module, 48 volt each. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in conjunction to the Leaf battery. This is not something that I want to do or like to do. I just don't like to mix battery. But unfortunately, in my situation, summer's coming. I can't add any more solar panels because I'm out of space. Can't put it on my roof. And then I don't want to use the hybrid function of the inverter anymore, because in my area, the power company, they are going around and they are replacing the current digital meters that refresh every 30 minutes. They are now replacing it with a newer one. Supposedly, rumor says that it's going to update every single minute. So if your hybrid inverter happened to bleed just a tiny amount of power within that minute, which I occasionally see my inverter does, and this is one of the good ones, and then I'm going to be in trouble with the power company. So I don't want to take that chances anymore, and I want to still be able to run my 4-side 3-ton split air conditioner units. So the only option would be adding more batteries. Unfortunately, it's very hard to come by the Nissan Leaf batteries. So I don't think I'll be able to wait or get my hand on another Nissan Leaf pack. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put in my Chevy Volt Lithium, because I think the Chevy Volt, upon my own personal testing, I found that the Chevy Volt Lithiums are actually much better in life, cycles, voltage holding and all that. So so I sticked it in. Took me like 2 days to try to figure everything out. So a closer look, everything on the bottom here on the Leaf is the same. The shelf, it's a 350-pound rated shelf, which is enough for what's the battery's weight. Each of them's 40 pounds. But I decided I was going to reinforce it. So on the bottom, I reinforced it with some square tube steel that fits right into. So I went with a 3/4 steel tubes and go in between here. So there's one going across in the front, one going across in the back, and then 2 on the 2 side to give it more support. And then basically just lay the Chevy Volt Lithium on its side. So they're on the side right now, and the top one is on the side too, but it's flipped upside down. So the reason why I did that is that I try to keep all of the wire or the terminal as close to each other as possible, so that I don't have to run a bunch of wire everywhere. Initially, so the way how I did it is that, see this negative, positive, and the top one is the opposite, so it's negative over here, positive over here. Initially, I was going to go with 2 bus bars. So the negative you see back here, there's a bus bar that go all the way across behind the red, that's the negative, and then this aluminum bus bar go back, this one go back, and then the top one go back. So that's for the negative. Initially I was going to go with all bus bar and not use cable, but I put the positive bus bar in the front right here, and then I realized, well, how am I going to secure the bus bar, the red bus bar, with the fuse built in? And I'll show you what I mean. So initially I was going to put these fuse in the red on the positive side. So these fuse came out of the Chevy Volt relay setup, so it's going to reuse it because I have a bunch of them. So they're 15 amps each, and they're like those quick fuse, those KLM quick fuse. I'm not even sure if this is the right application for it, but oh well, it's a fuse. So I was going to put this here right across the terminal, mounted to a bus bar, and then I realized, how am I going to hold the bus bar fixed with the fuse? So that didn't work. Also, the black, the negative and the positive would be kind of too close to each other for my comfort. It was probably going to be really difficult to work with and kind of scary. So I decided for the red I was going to do the cabling. So I did a bunch of so these are only 12 gauge and they should do 30 amps no problem, but the fuse is only for 15 amps, so we're good there. So combine all of the positive, fuse it, goes into this bar, goes down positive, down to the positive, which go through another fuse. I think I'm gonna switch out. See, right now I have that cheap audio, those cheap audio fuse that I got when I first started with my really old solar system. It's a 100 amp fuse. It's not something I like to use either, but that's what I have. That's the only thing that I have yesterday. So I think I'm gonna replace this with like a midnight DC breaker and fuse together. And so I'll get that order and I'll get that replaced. But right now, this one, it's on 100 amps fuse. So 100 amp fuse is for this wire. I think this is like a 4 gauge. So it goes in here and go back down to 15. Connected everything up. Everything seemed to be working. Just so we're clear. So basically the Chevy Volt module is connected parallel to the Nissan Leaf. So positive to positive, negative to negative. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a 40 kilowatts power cabinet. Almost 40 kilowatts or around that range. Not to be exact, it's like 39 something, but almost 40 kilowatts. That have to be the most power in a 40 by 18 by 40 box. 40 kilowatts. That's a lot of power. Well, I'll keep you guys update. If you like my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. Comments on the bottom. For the next time, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to give some stuff away. I have a lot of solar stuff, old solar stuff, fuses like you see there from my old solar setup, and then I also had a bunch of relay for the came out of the Chevy Volt. I have a bunch of the relay for the Chevy Volt and wires and stuff like that, and those are the big relays. Those are the 250 amps relay. Let me see if I can find it right here. Okay. So I'll be giving away a bunch of these Panasonics made in Japan, 250 amps, 400 volt relay, 12 volt coils. So I'll be giving a bunch of these away, so subscribe to my channels and stay tuned for my next video. So just to give you an idea of what you can use this relay for, so as you see right here, I have replaced my water heater diversion low relay with this relay instead of the old 25 amps one. I think this one works a lot better. It doesn't get as hot, it doesn't need a heat sink because it's pretty powerful. So that's what I use it for, to divert the 48 volt to my water heaters when there's extra power. So that's what you can do. You can use this relay for. It's good for a lot of application. It's good for golf carts. So as you see there here, I use the smart relay for my golf cart. So you can use one of these things too, same rating. So you can use it in a lot of stuff, golf cart. So, thanks for watching.